On the morning of June 16th, a powerful magnitude 6.7 earthquake struck Central Sulawesi province in Indonesia. According to Indonesia's Agency for Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics, the seismic event occurred at 10:27 a.m. local time. The epicenter was on land, about 26 miles southeast of Palu, the capital of Central Sulawesi. After further review, specialists reported that the focus was about 10 miles deep. The earthquake was shallow focus and was associated with activity along the Sausu Fault. There was no tsunami threat, and monitoring at tide stations did not show any dangerous rise in sea level. However, on land, the tremors caused significant damage in several areas of Central Sulawesi. The strongest shaking was felt by residents of the Palu area in CG Regency. There, the intensity reached 7 on the modified Mercalli intensity scale. This scale does not measure the energy of a seismic event at its source, but shows how strongly the shaking was felt at the surface and what damage it caused in a specific location. In the first minutes after the earthquake, panic broke out in populated areas. At one hospital in Parigi Motong Regency, patients were temporarily evacuated from the building. Those who could walk on their own were led outside. Others were taken out on stretchers and in wheelchairs. In CG Regency, some patients from Torabello Hospital, including those from the surgical and pediatric wards, were also moved outside or placed in emergency tents in front of the building.
Masih terasa gempanya ini. Gempa. Gempa lagi nih, kencang sekali gempa ini. Masih bergoyang nih.
According to the Regional Disaster Management Agency of CG Regency, as of June 20th, the earthquake's impact in the Regency was extensive. 3 people were killed, 17 were seriously injured, and another 108 suffered minor injuries. In total, the disaster affected 8,586 residents, or 2,775 families. Specialists urged people in the affected areas to remain vigilant, avoid entering damaged buildings, pay attention to the condition of walls, columns, and floor structures, and follow only official information from local authorities and emergency services.
Kantor Bupati nomor.
By Friday, June 19th, Indonesia's meteorological agency had recorded 949 aftershocks that were still shaking the region. The strongest repeated tremors reached magnitudes above 5. The main earthquake and the subsequent series of aftershocks damaged more than 2,300 homes. Damage was reported not only to residential buildings, but also to government offices, educational facilities, hotels, and medical posts. A mosque, a church, and 2 Hindu temples were also damaged.
Keadaan seperti ini, guys.
Hancur kami punya gereja.
The earthquake triggered cracks in roads and ground movement on slopes. In the No-Kilauea area of CG Regency, within Lor Lindu National Park, at least 24 landslide sites were discovered. In 4 locations, collapsed soil blocked waterways.
Sebagai jalan untuk menurunkan material dari dalam kubangan.
During intense downpours, such natural blockages can overflow and break through, sending torrents of water, mud, rocks, and debris rushing downhill. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the dangerous sites are located in a hard-to-reach hilly area of the national park, where any work requires special caution. The CG Regency government declared an emergency response status for 14 days.
Iya, evakuasi pasien. Iya. Iya, minta tolong ya Pak, bentar. Bawa 2 ambulans Pak dengan dokter sama perawat.
Against the backdrop of increasing seismic activity on the planet and the expanding geography of earthquakes, it is especially important to strengthen monitoring, prevention, and response systems. This applies not only to traditionally earthquake-prone countries such as Indonesia, but also to regions where people have rarely faced such threats before. That is why the exchange of experience between countries is extremely important. They need to use alert, evacuation, earthquake-resistant construction, and rescue service training systems that have already proven effective in practice, rather than starting from scratch. Local residents must also know in advance how to act and what they must never do during the main shocks and aftershocks.
Oh my God, that thing's huge.
This is crazy. This is like a movie, Jill. It's like a movie.
Literally, tornado. I got it. There it is.
On June 11th, the central United States experienced a new dangerous wave of extreme weather. This was not a local episode, but a regional outbreak of severe storms with tornadoes that affected several states at once: Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, and Missouri. Northern and central Illinois, as well as northwestern Indiana, suffered the most from the tornadoes. According to the National Weather Service, at least 42 tornadoes were confirmed.
It looks like it's getting strong.
One of the hardest hit areas was the city of Streator, Illinois. There, an EF3 tornado damaged at least 79 homes. 44 residential buildings sustained major damage or were completely destroyed. 7 people were injured. 4 of them were taken to the hospital by emergency services, while 3 others sought medical help on their own.
Bye-bye. Mom. Oh. I just yelled at Mindy in the chat. Full caps. Check the fuck.
After the tornado passed through, Streator authorities issued a ban on open burning of debris in the affected areas. Residents were warned about the danger of damaged structures, possible gas leaks, and down power lines.
Yeah, watch out for these people.
Another powerful EF3 tornado was confirmed near Washburn in central Illinois. The tornado reached peak intensity with winds of 155 miles per hour in rural Marshall County. It raged for 19 minutes and left a damage path 11.23 miles long, with a maximum width of 930 yards. The damage was significant. Roofs were torn from homes, and the walls of a log home were destroyed. Trees and agricultural crops were also badly damaged. Leaves were stripped from corn plants, and some of the plants were uprooted. Severe damage was also recorded in Indiana. In Merrillville, a tornado was rated EF2. The damage affected residential and public buildings, and part of the roof was torn off one school. An even stronger EF3 tornado was confirmed near Couts, in Porter and LaPorte counties. The damage path across Porter and LaPorte counties was especially visible in rural infrastructure. According to local officials, the tornado tore apart grain bins, collapsed irrigation systems, and scattered debris for miles. In northern Indiana, an EF2 tornado was also confirmed near Bristol in Elkhart County. Several homes had their roofs torn off or damaged there. One person was injured.
And this is the aftermath of them boarding up my house.
Miraculously, the tornadoes caused no fatalities, but the powerful storms still led to tragedy. In a park in Iowa, strong winds snapped a tree, which fell on a man. He died at the scene.
Make sure there ain't one coming up behind us. We're all fucking recording.
It is worth noting that tornado activity in the Midwest in 2026 is showing a highly unusual pattern. In Illinois, where an average of about 54 tornadoes are recorded each year, there had already been a combined total of 145 tornado reports and confirmed tornadoes by June 14th. The state became the national leader by this measure, surpassing even traditionally tornado-prone Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and Alabama. This was preceded by a persistent weather pattern. A sharp southward dip in the jet stream shifted toward the Midwest and interacted with warm, humid air. These are classic conditions for the development of severe thunderstorms, supercells, and tornadoes. This situation shows that the familiar geography and seasonality of tornadoes are changing significantly. That is why science and emergency services need to study new climate patterns more deeply, so that people and cities can better prepare for growing weather risks.